Chapter 1 of V3 is one of the most highly regarded chapters in the entire franchise, and there's a reason for that. It is one of the deepest and most emotionally driven sections of the entire series, so much so that there isn't a single moment you can laugh at. Everything is just deep and so powerful. Kaede Akamatsu, protagonist of Danganronpa V3. I'm just kidding, we got this fucking bitch boy instead.
But I told your little beta boy toy after I gave you the remodeled cameras.
It told her little... Danganronpa V3 starts out with you playing as Kaede Akamatsu, the first female protagonist in the mainline games. How exciting! But then by the end of Trial 1, it turns out she's the culprit. You get stuck with an emo twink instead. You little suckers.
Kaede is the culprit.
Huh? Did you guys really think I'm the culprit?
Yes! As I'm sure many of you are aware, the primary theme of Danganronpa V3 is truth versus lies, as opposed to hope versus despair in the Hope's Peak saga. And this trial is the perfect embodiment of that idea. The fact that the player who you are playing as isn't even the protagonist. So, the lies are already breaking the fourth wall because it's directly to you, which is also a big part of the game because, well, Trial 6 happened. Never before in the Danganronpa franchise have the themes been presented so brilliantly in the first chapter than this game. This is the absolute best portrayal of the primary themes. Having the protagonist be the first person who's killed off, and have that protagonist be good friends with the entire cast, which also allows for despair to shine through, something that the other games also fall flat at by comparison. Also, I would argue Kaede's death is one of, if not the most impactful in the entire series, and it happens in the first trial, man! Okay, compare this to Danganronpa 1. Sayaka and Leon's death didn't really affect anyone. Leon didn't affect a single person. Sayaka's death affected Makoto, but not really anyone else. But, you know, that is pretty good still. And in Danganronpa 2, yeah, you know, Byakuya's death did affect them because, you know, Byakuya was, you know, this kind of guardian to everyone. But in Danganronpa V3, the way they set up Kaede, the way that they made the emotions in this was just so brilliant, and it affected so many characters, especially Shuichi, obviously, kickstarting his development arc there, but also impacting everybody else and kickstarting development for other characters as well. The impact Kaede left on the Danganronpa V3 cast was so huge that it literally... It still is impacting things in the 6th trial. The 6th trial is a retrial of the first one, and there is where we find out that Kaede wasn't even the killer, making the themes even deeper. Shut the fuck up. Shut your fucking mouth. Shut your fucking mouth.
Like hell am I just gonna sit here and do what you say? Kaede fought with her life on the line, and so will I!
Wait a minute. Life on the line? You mean like a game where you put your life on the line? Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, like I say, obviously Kaede impacted Shuichi the most out of everybody. There's no denying that. But she also impacts the entire group. The movement and actions of the group moving forward were directly determined by the results of this trial because of who died and because of what the person who died had done to the group to move them emotionally. But in terms of individual direct development, it also, like I showed in the previous clip, it affected Kaito as well, because Kaito's hero complex was shown here for the first time. He doesn't just want to let that Exocell kill her. I mean, he has to, but yeah, that's another thing. It shows that directly, but it also, not in this trial, but it shows Ryoma's development, because even though Ryoma dies literally in the next chapter, Ryoma didn't really have anything to live for, but a part of him did just want to live for the sake of the others, for the sake of the friend group feeling, just for the sake of having those people, even if he has no family that care about him. It probably wouldn't have affected him nearly as much as it did in the end if Kaede wasn't there.
Yeah.
That's another thing that I love so much about this trial is, even though hope and despair in particular in this instance, isn't the main theme of Danganronpa V3, it's still somehow handled better and projected better in this trial than in any other trial in the game, I would argue. Well, game series. The thing that's always annoyed me about the way despair is portrayed in the Hope's Peak saga is how there's no subtleties whatsoever. They shove the terms hope and despair and any other theme they want to cram down your throat. They shove it straight down. There is no room for you to use your brain or think about anything, and that's why the storyline of the Hope's Peak saga is a bit lackluster to me, because everything's just kind of force-fed to you, whereas with V3, some of it is force-fed, but then other things you can actually interpret just by what's in front of you, what's being presented to you in a human and more realistic manner. Kaede is feeling despair like never before because of the way her plan failed and how everyone is now going to feel moving forward. However, the word despair is never used once. How easy is that? Also, just a little bonus point before I wrap up the video. People are always like, oh, Kaede just died to develop Shuichi, me. Look who talks to Shuichi at the end of this trial and tell me that he had no impact.
Clench your teeth!
Kaito! You are supposed to say that before you hit him.
Did you hear what Kaede said? She said she believed in you. That she passed her wish on to you. But what the hell's wrong with you? You didn't say a damn thing to Monokuma. You call yourself a man?
Yeah, I'm just now kind of clocking that my point didn't really make any sense there, but we'll just keep it in and pretend that it did. Anyway, basically, Kaito is a forceful man, but he very clearly wants Shuichi to have more confidence and to be more forward-thinking rather than hiding behind his little cap. So his next move at the start of Chapter 2, where he rips it off and doesn't put it on for the rest of the game, I wouldn't say that's just Kaede who did that, I'd say it's Kaito too. I mean, yeah, obviously partly why Kaede died was to kickstart Shuichi's development, you know, above all the other characters, but there is so much more to the impact she left, and that's the point that I'm trying to make here. Her impact in such a short time was felt throughout the entire game by every character, and of course, mostly, well not mostly, but majorly by the new protagonist, because that was the entire point. Anyway guys, thank you for watching this video. If you did enjoy it, then feel free to leave a like and subscribe down below. And also leave some comments on your thoughts on this trial. I encourage civil discussion in the comments on all my videos, and I'll interact with everyone down there as well. So please leave a comment, let me know what you think, and yeah, thank you for watching. I will see you all later.
I just